Hi, I'm Amber. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm building a fully functional 3x3 tile house, so 9 tiles total, in The Sims 4. Completely functional, no mods or CC. Let's get straight into it. So, this house, I decided to build it as a tiny house lot, and it's completely functional, a 3x3 build. I have recently just done, you might have seen it already, a 1 tile wide house, and so I was really inspired to do another teeny tiny house build. I wasn't quite ready to do the 2x2 build because that is overwhelmingly small. I don't know how you even fit a bed in that. I'm sure it's possible because Sims 4 is like very smart with that, like move objects on kind of thing, but I wasn't quite ready to dive into that yet. So I tried out this 3x3 build first. So I went with a high bed, which ended up kind of being my own worst nightmare. It didn't want to function how I wanted it to. I think in the end it kind of worked out all right, but it was just really difficult to get everything to function. And so you'll see here I'm going in and out of live mode or live mode, whatever you want to call it. I call it live mode, and build mode in between those two modes quite a lot because I'm really just testing everything out. I wasn't trying to squeeze everything in as much as possible in this because I knew I could fit the essentials, and so like with the bed I didn't push it completely through the wall because with the high bed it would be sticking out of the wall so much from the exterior and it would just look really gross, whereas with a lower bed if it's sticking out a bit you can put a bush in the way or something, and I didn't want to make the build look ridiculous just for the functionality. So I'm sure my eyeliner is like too uneven today. Anyway, I was quite surprised with the way that this kitchen counter was working. How that counter is placed slightly into the wall, that works, and it's slightly in front of the ladder, but the ladder still works. I was really happy with that. I thought that was really cool how that actually worked out. And then I was then finding that whatever I placed behind that high bed in that little area in the corner there was not functional. None of it was working. And so you'll see here I'm even trying to place a TV and play testing if she can sit on the ottoman and watch the TV. Whatever I did, she would sit in the loft bed, which meant if she had a guest over, they wouldn't be able to watch TV together, or one of them would be standing and one of them in the bed. And it was just like, for the functionality of it, even though it is a one-person house, I still wanted it to be kind of functional enough and have a little bit of realism to the gameplay. And she was sitting in a high bed watching a TV that was under the bed, and it just made no sense. So my main thing, now that I've got like the kitchen in, bathroom in and the bed in, those are all really like your essentials in, was trying to figure out where I can get a TV with an ottoman because I was not fitting a sofa in this build, and a computer desk. And it took me so long. I feel like most of the rest of this video is figuring out that layout because it just took so long. Placing things under the high beds is great when you want to place it in the slot allocated, but when you want to squish stuff up and scoot things, suddenly they don't work anymore. And so placing, my microphone is right in the way of the screen, to be honest. I hope that my audio is still okay because I'm like peeking over it to see my video playback. But yeah, placing things under those high beds when you want to scoot them over was just not working. And so I tried out this design with having, so I put the computer on an island counter. That's it. That's where I'm going. I put the computer on an island counter, sized the island counter down, and then shoved that into the wall and put shelves underneath just for visually to make it look like the computer wasn't floating. And that worked, but then I couldn't get the whole TV layout to work. So then I tried shoving it the other way, tried moving the door a bit. Everything was just not working. It was just, and like I think at this point I technically got it to work somehow. With, yeah, here you can see she was sitting and watching the TV, but the ottoman was then only a single seat because it had to be pushed so far through the wall. And at that point, it's like, well, I might as well just have her watch TV in her bed if I'm only giving her a single seat to watch the TV, because the whole point of this, all of this playtesting and moving stuff, was to try and make a functional two-seater sofa kind of lounging area. And I don't know why it took me so long to come up with the final layout that I did choose, but I ended up, well, I'll wait until it comes up on the screen. But with this build, my kind of general vibe with it was like a very modern but also kind of homely style. There you can see the layout I ended up going with, and I actually managed to fit a small sofa into the build. It's kind of through the wall, but it works completely well, and it doesn't really visually look that odd. I don't know why it took me so long to realise that that was the layout I should go for. So she's got her computer desk sort of in the way of her living room area, but it works completely well. And for the size of the space, just be grateful you got a TV in there, because it was hard to find somewhere to fit it in. And then I shoved a bookshelf in that corner there. I'm pretty certain it's not functional, but visually it worked. I didn't have to resize it at all. It worked perfectly. And then here, they don't have burners or hobs on top of the counter, but she has an oven, a full-sized oven inside her counter. I thought that was like really, that worked out so well that I could place that in there. I love having that object in the game, being able to place the ovens in the counter. I'm pretty sure that came with, no, I don't know. I thought it came with Snow Escape, but now I'm questioning. I don't know. Anyway, and now I'm adding in windows, decoration, floor tiling, all of this sort of thing to really bring the whole build together. And so I've put in hexagonal, that's a horrible word, tiles in the bathroom and behind the kitchen, adding loads of decor items onto that bookshelf, just all sorts of bits and bobs to really make it feel homely. And I think this build turned out so cute. The bathroom is a 1x1 tile, which, yes, is fully functional. The only thing you need to remember is to size down the sink and shuffle the shower kind of over the sink rather than over the toilet, because otherwise Sims won't work and they'll just get all fussy about it. But it does work, but you can't place a door on it. Or I don't even think you can place an archway on it. So I placed a curtain, as you can see, just in front of the bathroom entrance, just to make it like a little bit of a separated room, and I think that works out quite well. I didn't want to place one of the like open curtain objects just because visually I wanted it to look like it was closed, and so I went with that kind of macrame looking, not quite net, I was going to say net curtain, but you know, you saw it. I went with that, and you'll see it again if you've missed it. You'll see it again in the tour at the end of the video. I keep bashing the cable of my microphone. I hope that's not messing with the audio. And so here you can see, well, first off, the lighting was really bothering me, so I made my sim go to sleep until the storm passed so that I could have good lighting. And then here you can see, why did I sound like I was yodeling? That I am building the exterior. So I wanted to make sure that everything she needed to have a functional house was interior. I didn't want to be like, here's a 3x3 house, and then put the shower outside, or be like, she can cook on the barbecue outside. Like, that's cheating. But after that point, if I wanted to add other stuff outside, I was fine with that. So they still have all of their functionality inside. It's a fully functional 3x3 house, but I wanted to make it cute. I wanted to make it like a nice place to live and pretty and stuff. So it looks like just a random little shed on a lot if you don't put anything else around it. So I added, here's the tour, I added this decking at the front, sofa, plants, there's a little rug, barbecue area, and a table to hang out at. And I think it really does tie the whole thing together and make it look more like a real house. And I extended the roof slightly over the porch as well. So there's the little hangout spot outside. I really like that table. It's base game, and I'm sure it wasn't originally in the base game. I don't know when that was added. I love it. If it was always in the base game, like, I missed it. I didn't know it was there. And then we've got the inside. So you've got, I've just realised I put a vent hood above the oven, but there's no hobs there, so I don't know why I did that. But you'd probably want a vent in this tiny space anyway. Tiny little super modern looking bathroom, all squished in, fully functional, and actually kind of cute. And then you've got her whole living space. So you've got her kitchen with all her pots and pans. There's a glass skylight in the roof. You've got counter space. The only sink is the one in the bathroom, but that's fine. Just like in a camper van, you know, some pretty often only have one sink and don't have one in the bathroom or something, vice versa. You've got her bookshelf with all her bits and bobs on. And then you've got her proper sofa, not even just an ottoman, TV on the wall, and a computer space, and then her bed up there. Lots of lovely art and things, and shelves on the wall, and all of that. So there you can see how her living room and computer setup works. And I did stick with using that computer floating and then put shelves underneath kind of trick. So like I said, you put the computer on an island counter, size the island counter down, and then you can use press and hold Alt, and freely place that island counter wherever you want. And here's a final little look at the entire exterior of the build. I really hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun doing this. It was frustrating at times trying to figure out the layout, but I think it's really fun to do stuff like this, especially in The Sims 4 when the older games didn't have the functionality to do things in this way. The only thing I will say is Sims 3 had quite a lot of these objects where it was like a cubicle, like a portaloo kind of thing, but it would function as a sink, toilet and shower, and you could just place that one by one object and they'd sort of rabbit hole into it. I wish we had something like that in The Sims 4, that would be really good. But other than that, we didn't have the functionality to do something quite like this in the old games, so I really like that we can do this. And I realise I'm comparing them to the old games when the old games are all over 10 years before this one. Wow. We're so near to The Sims 5 at this point. Like, The Sims 4 is old at this point. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed. I don't know what I'm going on about. On a tangent today. Please subscribe if you're not already. And I will be posting some updates on the van as and when she is fixed, because she's not yet. Oh, I hope she's fixed soon. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!